Hey there, YouTubers. Just on a day trip in the van, no cats. It's just a drive up to see family for the day. So I decided on this day trip to go ahead and clean out my fresh tanks on the RV, and I'll show you how I did that. Step 1, connect the hose to the RV. Step 2, I get the end of the hose. I get a bottle of vinegar, pour it into the hose. So when you pour a bunch of it in there, the hose will take about half a gallon. Faucet. And then we use the pressure to push the vinegar into the RV. Okay, and now we're going to do it again. Drain the water out and repeat. Alright, it's full again. So I got about 2/3 of a gallon of vinegar in there. And it just takes a little bit to push it in. If you got gravity feed, it's easier, but this works. Alright, that's enough water. Disconnect and get rid of it. That is cleaning out your freshwater tank. And see, it's pretty easy. The hardest thing, the only thing that makes it anything difficult at all, is that I don't have gravity fill, so you gotta fill the tank that way. But no biggie. So as always, I'm running late. It's what I do. And I'm gonna get around this guy. And I'm actually running at least the speed limit, if not more. So that's a good test for gas mileage and all that happy good stuff. Running over 70. And usually my sweet spot was 62 before the transmission worked. So I still want to figure it out. And I've said a bunch of times that that it's just felt different. It drives great, but it feels different. So the more I get thinking, what went wrong on this was the torque converter went, and then that messed up the rest of the transmission. Well, the torque converter is, I'm not a mechanic, and I know enough just to be a little bit dangerous, but the torque converter is up the pressure and all that good stuff. So my assumption is with a new torque converter, it would make sense that maybe it seems a little different, but a new torque converter probably explains why it feels a little different shifting. The shift points seem lower, the shift point, hold on, bumpy roads. So anyways, bumpy roads and traffic and all that good stuff, we'll let you see out the window. But I'm assuming the reason it feels different is because of the torque converter. But Eddie's running great, and we'll get there. And I also figured, since I'm using a drive to clean out the tank, the freshwater tank, I also unloaded most of everything, and I'm gonna get the help I need to flip my bed. The mattress in this RV is two-sided, so I like to flip it, and it's time, so I'll use the help to get it flipped. Got a comfort top or whatever the hell they call them on each side, so I like to flip it a couple times a year. Hopefully it'll last longer. And it's not hard to do, it's just one person can't do it, and it takes some pushing and shoving to get it done. So that'll be fun. Gonna cruise on for a while. I just gotta say, I left Ohio for a few years, and when I've come back, people drive faster than they used to. Ohio cops are still pretty bad, but it used to be insane. And you didn't see hardly anybody speed the way they do now. because I'm literally stuck on the speed limit. It used to be rare that you would get passed if you were at the speed limit. Now everybody's going by. Just gee whiz. Alright, that seems like enough for now, doesn't it? Looks like a schoolie. Chugging along. Alright. I gotta say, this non-Vinny on my lap thing, I'm kind of digging it. It's a good thing. So nice that dysfunction junction is fixed. Oh, sort of. That's a brand new road, and you got to put that much of a dip in it. Oh, we're gonna call that it for now. Maybe I'll show the bed getting flipped, and maybe I won't. And we'll also get to test out the headlights at night. All right, for now. Have a great and wonderful day. Or wait, no. Let me see if I can remember. We can get it down in the floor.
Take it your way a little bit. Tilt that, yeah. Come your way to get past it inside that. Okay. Now. Good. Okay, now what are we doing when we...
Okay, this is going to be the top.
On the top, okay. Push it forward. Hold on. Okay, now let's take this off. And is this coming off too?
No.
Just this?
No, we can keep that on.
You're going to put this on the bottom?
Yeah, I got a bunch of these.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Because if I don't...
So this is going to become the top?
Yeah.
All right, well then, let's put that up. One back. Right. I wonder, that little table's going to be in the way.
It wasn't before. I can take it off. I knew when I would do this with you, we'd do it different. Yeah, let's just set it out. Look at this shit. I took the mattress outside of the RV so I could flip it and also spin it around. Should have brought the vacuum. Which pieces of these? Yeah. Just to level it. This lip. So basically what we do is we push it up and I get it back in here and I force it onto this corner, force it up, and then we twist the top and then spin it. It's not easy. It's not hard, it's just an ass. Alright, I'll run around. There we go. All right.
Sure. Yeah, I got you. Ow.
There, we did it. And then I'll just switch. I'll put a better one here. But if I don't put this, then the board rips it all up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. That's just an old mattress cover to protect it from the plywood. Are you lined up back there?
Right there.
Okay, we are set. Thank you.
How about that?
See, it's not hard, but it's a pain in the ass. All right, YouTubers, this trip is almost over. Driving back, it's been raining and nasty, so I didn't show you anything. Plus, it's dark. My nephew's birthday stuff went great. Had off the grill, we had fajitas. It was friggin' awesome. And the bed got switched. All that stuff is good. Dessert cake was like a flan cake. Friggin' awesome. All right, so that's RV stuff. Great and wonderful day. So we got a little bit of water in the fresh tank, added with the vinegar. Now we're gonna get rid of it. Turn on the pump. And we're gonna get some water flowing through these lines. I smell vinegar. Oh yeah. So this will clean out the lines as well as the tank, you know? All right, I turned the pump on, and then I heard there was also water coming out of here. So I need to put the anode back in. Same with this. Oh, that's unplugged. We'll have to put that back together. But I got water out of it. Anode. This is basically a breaker bar. Hopefully that's tight enough. Usually I go too tight. So, turn the water on. Good vinegar smell. Hot and cold. Pressure's not building up. See all that vinegar? Look at that. Yeah, that tank's basically empty. There we go. And the toilet. And the sink. Alright, now we're going to drain the freshwater tank. Alright, I didn't put a lot of water in there, so probably shouldn't be much left in the tank. See? Not much left in the tank. But I'll flush it out with water again. I won't make it. This is a pressure regulator. So yesterday when I put the vinegar into the RV, I just didn't turn the faucet on very hard, but it's always great to use a pressure regulator. You really don't want to mess up your RV with too much water pressure, so we're going to use it this time. Now we're going to fill up the tank, fill it up to drain it. So when that gets full, we're also going to run it through all the lines again, because when I did the vinegar part, I didn't have the anode in the water tank, so I think most of my water drained out. So we're gonna make sure all the water's good. And the gauge is showing that the pressure's not too bad. Turn it up. So it's all in low. Low is better than high. It's also good to check your connections to make sure there's no leaks. And there's no leaks. That's my hot water tank. And then people go, uh-oh, why is that water coming out? Well, that's my overflow. That means my tank is full. On a 99 leisure travel, that's what happens when your tank is full. It means go shut off the water, stupid. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I have this towel. Because when I first got this RV and I cleaned the tank out, it had gunk in it. I think it's called mung. And when it comes out, you can't really see it, but this white towel will help me see it. I don't expect any of it, but it's a good thing to do. Oop, oop, oop. A lot of water in there. So already it looks good. If there was mung in it, you'd see little black stuff floating around. So I'm gonna let that all drain out. You can still smell a little bit of vinegar, but you definitely wouldn't want that stuff in your freshwater tank. Yeah, it's clean. It's good to check it at the end too, to make sure it's the very, like the bottom of a coffee cup, you know. And again, if you can see around that water tank, it's nothing wrong. It's foam insulation that they spray the whole undercarriage with. Note, if you're going to try to run the pump while you're draining it, you're really not going to have very much water pressure. I'm also parked on a little bit of a slope here, so I don't think I'll get all of it out. It's like watching paint dry. So I think after putting what was about 2/3 of a gallon of vinegar through this, driving 150 miles or so, got it sloshing around real good, and I'd say my tank is clean and safe to use. I mainly use it for dishes and showers. I don't drink from it too much. I'm gonna call that good. And that's just a compression nut on there. Alright, now we're gonna turn the water back on and test again. Okay. Okay. This thing. You can see there's still vinegar in there. Getting the air and the vinegar out of the lines. Alright, we're normal. We're normal. That's good. And the toilet. Alright. Everything's good. It seems good, and now I'll go underneath the sink to make sure nothing's leaking. So the lines aren't dripping and the trap isn't dripping. So that's it. That's de-winterizing and checking your water lines. And I'll trace some lines where I can see them, but obviously I think we're all good. Great and wonderful day.